Well, hello, ladies and gents. Robert Sykes, Keto Savage, Keto Bodybuilding, KetoBrick.com, all the different .coms. We are talking about the keto build. We are in week 16 of the build. We are in week 5 of the reset. And how does the saying go? Life is what happens when you're making plans or something like that. I don't know the exact wording. But basically, that's been my reality for the past couple weeks. So I was in Brazil week before last. Last week, I traveled to test judge a bodybuilding competition in Oregon, so I was gone Friday through Sunday. My whole workouts have been kind of jacked up for the past 2 weeks. And then I'm filming this on Tuesday. Yesterday, Monday, one of our livestock was sick, so I had to not work out. I had the vet come out there. We were doctoring a baby or a sheep all day long, a lamb all day long. So my whole day, my whole week, my whole 2 weeks have been kind of upside down, turned around, and screwed up. But that's just the reality, and that's okay because sometimes life throws you curveballs. The main thing is when life throws you those curveballs, to be able to lean on some form of habit, some form of routine. And for that reason, I'm very grateful because even though my workouts have been lackluster these past 2 weeks, my nutrition's been pretty well dialed in. My electrolytes are getting more dialed in, and I still feel like I'm making relatively good forward progress in momentum. I'm certainly not really backsliding. Which is a massive plus in and of itself. So I've not been overly happy with my workouts due to all the traveling and whatnot. I felt stiff upon waking. I've just felt like I've been sitting in a plane for 10 plus hours because I have. And I just need to stretch out, roll out, relax, let my fascia tissue I need to get a deep tissue massage, what I probably need to do. But in spite of all that, we've been moving forward, we've been making progress. My nutrition's pretty much been on point. So let's just dive into my chronometer graph real quick here. So if you look at let's just go to trends, charts, and then we can kind of see here. This again is my nutrition over the past, pretty much since February or whatever this is. Yeah, beginning of February. It's been trending down. This point here, when it started getting much more consistent and dialed in, is the reset. So once I started doing that reset week, basically with the point being kind of replicating the phase 1 and 2 of my protocol in the context of a building phase, so at a caloric surplus, but having a period where very high fat ratio, lower, more moderate protein, and then finding my protein threshold in the context of the building phase. So that's what's been kind of more dialed in here. This spike was when I was at Brazil eating a Brazilian steakhouse and went over the calories. But for the most part, I've been cleaning up my nutrition, just simply getting more consistent. It's always been clean. The quality of the food's always been there. I'm just getting more consistent with the food types, the tracking, all that good stuff. Weight is relatively stable. I was 197.2 upon waking today. My Inbody had me at 22% body fat. I don't think I'm 22% body fat. My Inbody's crazy. At this composition, my Inbody has quite a lot of flux. I'm probably 17, 18%. I don't think I've dropped from that, but I feel like I've stayed at that around 17, 18%. I need to get a DEXA scan, but I haven't done that in a while. So here's what my trend line's looking like. As far as the actual nutrition goes, this week, let's just look at yesterday. So this week I'm targeting roughly about 3,000 calories, 160 to 165 grams of protein, no more than about 30 grams of total carbs, and around 250 grams of fat. And as far as food sources go, I'm having 2 cups of coffee in the morning with heavy cream in each, some occasional dark chocolate with a Keto Brick, and then about a pound of 85-15 beef and, eggs to make up the void. So last night I had 6 eggs, for instance. And that's a pretty standard day of nutrition for me right now. I'm just kind of going back to basics. I respond well to that. I can throw on some seasoning. I throw on some salt, put some salsa on those ground beef and eggs, and everything's perfect and dandy. So that's been no issues there. Here is the dashboard for the AI. Let me add a check-in because I have not done this in a while with my traveling. So today, Tuesday the 30th, I'm in establishing protein threshold. Weight was 197.2. Body fat, according to my Inbody, we'll just base it off of that, was 22. And then let's see here. We'll do Inbody. And then fat, what I say, 250 roughly. Protein, 165. And we'll say about 30 grams total carbs at the cap. Not cardio today, not recovery day, not any of that stuff. I trained all good. So submitting that. So that's good to go. That kind of shows what we got rocking there. And then let's just kind of dive into some pictures as well. So these pictures were taken this morning, kind of in between a workout. You can definitely tell that my composition is just holding relatively stable. I did not open up my lats on that pose. So definitely got some body fat, but even with the body fat, I mean, you can still see a little bit of, separation in my teardrops there. You still see a little bit of vascularity in my calves. Still see a little bit of separation in the shoulder caps, bicep veins still visible. Nothing obviously prominent, but you can still see separation in the triceps, biceps. So, I mean, I'm definitely beefcake status right now, but I'm still, visible definition at this heavier weight. So just to kind of show you, this is what I am looking like currently. And just to kind of show you some context here, we'll go to, so visible abs still. I mean, nothing impressive, but still visible at this heavier range of body fat for me. So if we go over here, I got a couple side-by-sides. So this was immediately post-competition and pretty much the start of my reverse diet. So this is the start of my reverse diet. I was 153 pounds in this photo. So pretty freaking diced. I mean, look at those hamstrings. I mean, you can grade cheese on my hamstrings. Then this is the start of the building phase post reverse diet. So I did a 20 weeks reverse diet, went from this to this over the course of 20 weeks and reverse dieting. I was 192 pounds in this photo, and this photo was taken today at 197 pounds. And this is basically 16 weeks rather into the build phase and 5 weeks now into the reset. So just getting, pretty much on par there. Again, I was 192 here, 197 here. You can see I'm holding a little bit more fat in my lower back, a little bit less separation in my legs, but most of my body fat's always going to be held lower back, a little bit in the upper back here, a little bit in the arms. You can see I've got a little bit more definition here than I do in this most recent photo, but pretty much on par with what I was looking like in this photo for all intents and purposes. And again, this is 192 to 197. So I'm going to keep going with this reset until I get to probably 190, 185, somewhere in that window. I don't know, maybe even a little bit lower. We'll just kind of see how things go. I do feel like my joints hurt a little bit more. That's partly because of the increased weight that I'm carrying around, the increased stress that I've been having with the business, and just like not relaxing. Like I am the world's worst when it comes to proactive self-care. I'm kind of more the type that just like, screw it, let's go harder. When my Oura ring tells me to take it easy, I say, yeah, watch this, and I try and prove it wrong. Probably not the best from a longevity standpoint. That's just kind of my personality type. So I probably should focus more on getting that deep tissue massage, jumping in the cold plunge more frequently, getting in the sauna, doing more proactive care, but I'm just not good at that. But I can tell, since having gone through the reverse diet, I've pretty much been PRing on all my lifts every single week, and now my body's starting to hurt a little bit because you can't PR every single week indefinitely. Like at some point, you're going to have to let things stabilize, let your body recover, and then regroup and go forward. So I'm hitting that point right now, and that just is my reality. So I need to kind of focus on getting more stretching in, getting more mobility work done, and just letting my tendons and everything else catch up with my strength and the PRs that I've been hitting in the gym. Otherwise, I'm going to have an injury and basically have to undo all the progress I've made because I'm going to be out of commission for a while, and that's the last thing I want to do. So that's why I'm kind of focusing on, okay, let's just hold the weight, the volume, the strength metrics relatively stable for a bit. Let's lean out a little bit, carry around a little bit less body fat, let my body stabilize at its current output, and then go back into a more aggressive surplus and just kind of keep repeating that process as needed. So that's where I'm at now. That is week 16 of the week 16 of the build, week 5 of the reset, and we will keep you posted for week whatever next week is, week 17. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.